Hey, what's going on? Today is just a free form hangout and chat. Talk about projects, give some updates. Lots of good updates this time around. Yeah, a bunch of updates to give today. I'm sure Jaji has some as well. As always, you're welcome to come up and talk. You don't have to just listen. This is a super casual hangout space, so it's not a big deal to just shoot the breeze about whatever you're working on or to tell us what we need to know. In the meantime, I'll give a little bit of progress updates. I'm working on a short story. It is the follow-up to Bloody Sepulchre, which I put out last year. Follows the story of Vicente and Makikia. And it's sort of a what if near future technological thriller. I don't know. It's not sci-fi, but there's sort of some sci-fi elements that are there, but I wouldn't say that's like particularly critical to everything that's going on. This story, I'm trying to do one short story in this series a year until I get the first 3 out. We'll see how that goes. I wanted to have it out this month. I now intend to get it out next month. I'm a slow writer. I've also got a lot kind of juggling at the same time. So I'm always kind of trying to make sure I stay at least a little current with all the projects. This one is about 2/3 of the way done right now, currently. Those 3 stories, not incredibly long, 6,000 words per story is kind of like what I'm targeting. And I want to build that all out, then gather all that stuff up and do more with it in the future at some point. But I've come up recently over the last maybe 8 months. And it has been something I've been sitting on, just kind of like working through some ideas and toying around with the shape of it. It could be a nice novella, and I would like to try writing that in a more focused way. So, when I get through I'm going to keep working on this new novella idea because I like it. And I think that it can be something really contained, focused, kind of all in one shot story, as opposed to kind of what I'm doing now is a little more episodic, but it'll graft together well. Hopefully seamlessly, that's what it should do. So I'm like 2/3 of the way through that. I need to get it done by the next time the base book sale goes live. That's when I want to get it out. So the other thing I've finished in the last week is the Exploring Our National Parks Volume 3 video project, which is has been a long time coming, to get finished, honestly. It is 45 minutes long, just a little over 45 minutes long, which is right in the same wheelhouse as the Chicago documentary. It is all music I've written. I wrote and produced the entire thing across the board. And we're kind of working on subtitles over the next couple of days just to get those into shape and double check that work and then submit it. Trying to get it up on Amazon this time around will be ideal. That is always kind of my first approach, and then other stuff down the line from that follows on. The other things I have planned for release this year, I've got a paperback that I plan to do in the fall, and I need to start working on that pretty soon. There's a few other kind of like sleeper ideas I've had. I have just been kind of bogged down with a lot of this stuff that I have not been able to make any progress. There's a graphic novel idea that I've kicked around for a year that I've not been able to touch at all. I would love to be able to carve out a month where I could do that, but as I've already fallen, like not fallen behind, but like it's been 2 extra months over what I had hoped for the national parks thing. It needed it, plainly. I couldn't get it done any faster. We're a month now ahead, or a month over time of an intended amount of time for the short story, which again, not crying about that. It is what it is. It comes as fast as it comes. I think I can finish what I need to on that in the next 3 or 4 weeks. I think that's viable, hopefully. I kind of write and edit at the same time. So things that are rough the day I write them, like over the next couple of iterations, it can develop a lot. There is one whole section that's basically completely undone, though. Unfortunately, it's it's got like a paragraph and a half of material written for it. So it needs basically a lot, all of it, essentially. I also plan for the month of May, I plan to do a bunch of recording sessions and just kind of backlog a bunch of audio that I can work on over long periods of time and release some more audiobook stuff. It's been a year since some of the material I put out last year was released. So it's basically indicating now like what has been successful with some of those audiobooks that I did last year. And there's new projects now that I think I can add into the catalog and build things out, and they will be sympathetic with the existing material that's there, ideally, so you try stuff out, you learn from the outcomes of that, and hopefully you're able to do things that work for the people that like what you're doing, or discover what you're doing. Jaji, I want to get you back up. I don't know how we're going to do this. If you're listening now, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. So what I'm thinking is, you come up, I'll give you a thumbs up if your mic is functional and working and we can hear you. Okay, I see your thumbs up. Yeah. And then what we'll do is you give us an update on any projects that you're working on. Just go ahead and rip right into that. All right, I'll bring you up. Let's see. Let's invite to speak. And then who knows? What if it actually just works this time around? You never know.
So I'm working on the short story for the Relic anthology. I'm not as far along as I'd like, but I'm a lot farther along than I was a day or two ago. So I'm hoping to finish that. I have 4 or 5 editing projects, which for someone who had retired for editing is a lot, but they all came at once. So now I'm working on that too. One of them's been really slow going. because it's nonfiction and it's just really outside of my normal bailiwick. So I'm working on it steadily. I'm about 2/3 done. I think things will go quicker once that's done. I have another short story that was due over a month ago, but since I can talk to the editor, I think I can arrange an extension. The other editor hasn't called for the stories yet, so I think I can slip it in. But I may not be able to finish it with everything else going on. And I'm super eager to get back to my novel. But I just have to be patient about that. But I'm happy to be back to working and writing. It was. I love working the election. You meet people and talk to them, and everybody there tries to work together very nicely. But I'm happy it's behind me, and it's not something I'd want to do all the time. So anyway, I'm, really hoping to get this short story done in the next few days, and it's been fun researching it. So that was one of the fun things about writing stories with relics and things like that, is you get to research ancient Persia and the Middle East and wherever it is that you're putting your relics. So I've been enjoying that and learning some interesting things as I go. That's about all I have to update on.
Yeah. Nice. I don't know if you're turning the speaker back up, I assume, so you can hear afterwards. You see you've muted. Glad to hear on the progress, getting a bunch of editing jobs. I hope you like it. I don't love editing. It's fine. It's all right, but it's not, I wouldn't call it a strong skill of mine. You do that sort of stuff because you have to across the board. But, hey, take it while it's on the table in the meantime. Obviously, getting back to the book, I think, is the important thing for the catalog. But you do all kinds of different stuff. You mess around with a bunch of anthology work and stuff too. So I feel like you probably have a better sense of how to balance yourself between the timelines and the skill sets than a lot of us do, because you've been doing it for a little while now. So hopefully you got a routine sorted out, I would assume. I'm in the middle. This is unrelated update, but it is sort of an update as well. I'll hit the news up above too. But gosh, the weather's been changing, so the garden is coming alive. And the morel season kind of was early this year, quite early, and that has kind of coincided with a lot of the busyness of the garden as well. Like this weather shifting to being just a little bit earlier this year has made some of the work necessary to be shifted up too. So, or you have the option to shift it up because it's been a little bit more temperate or whatever. You get these big wild swings of temperature, but it's still getting down into the 30s. I think we might be out of the freezing range for this first half of the year. I think that might be over. There's some times where it's still getting down to the high 30s, 40s overnight, still a little bit, but I've already started taking plants outside and putting them into the sun for periods of time just to get some wind on them, get some natural sunlight in there, to various effects. Sometimes it's good for them. Sometimes it's a little too much. You gotta be gentle with the seedlings. As for news, a bunch of cool stuff. Film 3 this week, we've got a interview with a filmmaker. I actually don't know him yet. This will be my first time meeting him on Thursday, so that's up above in the nest. Session from actually about a month ago. Jaji, this was also a session that was just you and I chatting and hanging out. It's up on the podcast is the point now. I released it yesterday. I tagged you. Video stuff. April is actually an incredibly, I don't know if this is true for you, but April is an incredibly slow month for book sales and video viewership as well. They kind of come together. They don't really do that anywhere else in the year, where they are hitting, average lows, or all-time average lows, or however you want to phrase it. But they both do in the month of April. So I'm trying to build that up a little bit, shore up the low points. But this month already surpassed the averages for videos and books. So, hey, it's growth. We'll see how it ends up stacking up against everything. And I like to track this stuff. I try to learn, I'm new to publishing. I'm still young in it. So there's experiments to do, things to learn, stuff to understand about the process across the board, particularly on the bringing things to market and marketing side. Podcast session with Rick Cutler with Raconteur Press. He put out his Ostergaard Space Cowboy book this month. Colt Ostergaard, Man with a Gun. It's out from Raconteur. And he talked with me. He also, if you're familiar, is one of the mods on the Writers Dojo Facebook group as well. And then Chris put out Detective Banana. It's his first AI short in a while. Very good production. If you're looking at it, if you're watching it, or if you haven't watched it yet, you might want to. He's going to do a few videos for that. It's all one story, I assume, but at the same time, it takes a lot of work to produce these things. So even though that video, I think, is like 3 minutes long, there's actually about a 4-minute cut of it as well. It takes a lot of time and effort to manufacture even 4 minutes of AI video. So doing, what could be and end up being anywhere between, 12 to 15 or 20 minutes, it's an incredible amount of work to build up that runtime. As we all know, doing a 45-minute video, a lot of it is AI as well. I haven't done the math on it. The volume 3 video is probably, I'd guess it's like half AI, maybe 60% AI, in terms of total runtime. I don't know. There's a lot of video that I shot in there, and there's a lot of video that was synthetically created from my photographs. It took me, I would say, about 6 months. So yeah, so maybe actually, let me bump that up. Maybe like 7 or 8 months of work to get that turned out. That's not too bad. For a 45-minute long piece, but that's also leaning heavily on AI. So, when you're using the tools, whatever you're applying them for, if you're trying to make something that you're happy with, it's going to still require a lot of human intervention to get that stuff turned out. Jaji, while it's just you and I, and also these technical issues for today, I don't know if it has anything to do with you updating your app yesterday. I assume it doesn't, because you're having troubles on both desktop and your phone, which is odd. But do you have any final words? We can cut it short today and wrap up.
just that I'm, really looking forward to getting back to writing and to getting these projects done. Uh, I may have mentioned before, we're doing an extracurricular volume for Fantastic Schools, and I have this long document of all the extracurricular clubs in my magic school. So I really think I should do one, and I have it like half done. But I want to try to get the deadline of May 3rd done for the our story first, and then hopefully I can kick that one off, and then my writing projects will be back to just working on the novel. That's about it. Thanks.
Well, hey, that's something. This has gone complexly. let's be honest. In the beginning, we've sorted it out, but this is not ideal. However, as always, good to talk with you, even out of sync, even out of time. Like I said, we can hop on Discord. I don't know if you caught that part. We can test your audio setup over there if you want to, real quick, just to see if there's other problems. But otherwise, as for today, we will talk again before too long.